And that's how it goes. You never ever know about the NWO. Deep behind enemy lines of the New World Order. For August 2nd, 2020. Well, I thought I would just start out today's show after waking up today and seeing another giant fear-mongering headline from Doomsday Dutchie. Yay! He got it all figured out on his magic 3D crystal ball, doesn't he? He got it all figured out. He's got like a fly on shit on Southern California. One day, he gonna get it all figured out. The Southern California is gonna end one day and be a lake of fire, right? Yeah, he's forecasting volcanoes erupting and warning people to evacuate in Southern California because there's a volcano going to erupt someday. Yeah, someday, Dutchie, but not today. Yeah, not today. I think I'm just going to blow your whole fucking bullshit fucking fantasy away with this one claim. Yeah. You might not like it, Dutchie, but this is what they say. They say, despite the fact you don't want to believe me, or you don't want to believe anybody else, because your head's so far stuck up your ass, you can't even see the sunlight no more, buddy. But who am I to point out once again? It was on the Drudge Report this morning. Yeah. A 15,000-acre wildfire out there in Riverside County, California. You seem to like to think about earthquakes going on out there along the San Andreas Fault, right? Well, once again, I'm going to burst your bubble. These wildfires ain't got nothing to do with your fucking earthquake fucking fantasy bullshit. Okay? What I'm reading right here on the article. Hold on. Let me tap off this and give me a second here to bring you up to the visual. Yeah. Give you a visual of it. Yeah. There's a visual. Come on. Transition over. Yeah, the crew's working on the wildfire. You're claiming, I got to have all sorts to do with the fucking oil pumping operation. I don't know what you're going to come up with next. Yeah, I don't know what you're going to fucking make up bullshit, fucking all kinds of shit for your earthquake fantasy crap. But anyways, fire made a good run yesterday. It started Friday afternoon. The winds were pretty strong from what it sounds like. But they've downgraded it. They've downgraded the evacuation warning of people who were threatened by their homes by this fire. They're along the San Andreas Fault. Well, the wind shift is not going to be not as big a threat as it was going to be. It was one time. But now, here's where they're claiming that the cause of the fire is likely because of two other fires that were started by arson. They merged together on top of a mountain there. Yeah. Yeah, so Dutchie, once this shit sparks up at 100 degrees, there ain't been no rain. It sounds like to me they had a fucking disaster work in the making because they didn't clear out the fucking brush like they're supposed to. That's why we had all these wildfires the last few years because the Bureau of Land Management had their heads up their ass just like you do, Doomsday Dutchie. So maybe the lake of fire, shit like that is going on. Yeah, but. Thinking lots of oils. There's lots of oils in that wood. Not just, who am I to point out that the oil underground was one day up above ground before the earth changes took place and turned it into a bunch of that fossil fuel shit. But who am I to point out those fossil fuels were once on the surface of this planet as a form of trees and pine and oils inside those pine trees. Now you see them going up in smoke. Yeah. Lots of oil in them pine trees, Doomsday Dutchie. A lot more, of that shit came from. But who am I to point out? The earth changes, sunk all that fuel underground, all that. Oh, yeah. All that natural fossil fuels. Where do those fossil fuels come from, Dutchie? You keep worrying, we keep pumping out of the ground to trigger earthquakes, huh? But anyways, needless to say, you probably didn't even see how this wildfire in Southern California today creates its own flippin' weather. Imagine that. Tornado fires. You see them? You see the tornado fires, Dutchie? You see the heart rings out there, boy? Huh? Do you see them? I'm sure there's all kinds of things you can create, make up with your fucking fantasy while you sit home in your fucking mommy's basement, fingering your fucking asshole with your fucking fingers, right? So anyways, let me move on, because you obviously got your head so far up your ass this week, you haven't even seen. Because you missed this today. You missed this news over in Idaho. Yeah. You ought to be fly on shit on this fucking story. I'm surprised none of your fucking minions out there didn't key you in. Look at this, huh, Dutch? We're going to play this story for you. Because obviously you got your head up your ass.
With temperatures in the triple digits, things are not only heating up for us, but also for fire crews. A brush fire broke out this morning near Shoshone, and in just a few hours grew to a few thousand acres. Currently, the drop fire is estimated at 3,000 acres. It's threatening structures, though fire officials say the town of Shoshone is safe. No evacuations have been ordered. However, the weather conditions have made things very challenging for our firefighters there. Misty Inglet has that story.
The Drops Fire near Shoshone was first reported around 10 a.m. Friday morning. By late afternoon, the number of acres burned was already in the thousands.
It's been pretty high activity all day.
The biggest drivers behind the fire have been high winds and temperatures over 100 degrees. Firefighters are also dealing with tough terrain, making access a challenge.
There's definitely quite a bit of sagebrush out there, which is burning pretty hot. It is also in one of our lava flows, so there's a lot of lava humps and a lot of lava rock out there, which is making access extremely difficult for our firefighters. The engines are going about.
All righty, Dutchie, did you hear that? Did you hear what she just said? You obviously missed this on your magic 3D earthquake crystal ball. Yeah, this was Friday. You see what I'm saying? Friday. Yesterday and today. So you had plenty of time to pull this out your ass and show everybody this story too. But who am I to point out, there's no mention of her claiming these fires were started by lava in the lava fields. There's no mention of this. Because obviously, you're going to find another angle at trying to, mislead everybody and believing, yeah, see the lava fields? We had earthquakes there recently. Did you know that? As a matter of fact, it had to stop fucking having earthquakes every day up there in Idaho. Because near these lava fields, Dutchie. Well, you don't have that in your forecast. I know that much is true. You're a fucking fool, fraud, and we'll put another F word in there too.
Lot of lava humps and a lot of lava rock out there, which is making access extremely difficult for our firefighters. The engines are going about as far as they can, and then they're having to use hand tools.
That means it's slow going for ground crews. So to help get a handle on the fire, air support was brought in, including multiple air tankers and helicopters. More than a dozen engines and crews from at least 8 different agencies are working on the fire. Several rural fire districts are helping with structure protection in the area. But the Bureau of Land Management says the fire is burning away from town.
There's definitely areas of concern, and there are structures that are being threatened, but at this point, the town of Shoshone is looking pretty good.
As winds continue to shift and temperatures remain high, BLM is asking you to avoid the area.
We understand that it's really interesting to watch, and people like to see what's going on, but we are asking the public to stay away.
In Boise, Misty Inglet, Idaho's News Channel 7.
Now, BLM does not know when that fire will be contained. The cause still under investigation right now. Currently, the only road closures are some of the nearby dirt roads that go to public lands. Those are being used by fire crews to access the fire. You can find the latest updates on this and other fires right now on our website.
Yep, the Ministry of Black Lives Matter don't have a clue how this fire started, but I might think it might have been because of the thunderstorms that were in the area.
What we know about back-to-school plans for some of the Treasure Valley.
Let's see. Can we find that over here on their weather channel? Let's see. Interactive map. Sunny forecast, 10-day hourly forecast. No, they don't have anything in the. They don't have anything in the. Go back past. Nope, no, nothing to pass. So let's move on to the next story, Dutchie. Moving on up to just, debunk you even closer and further, from the, how many more people you fooled, huh? You mislead them with all this fucking shit you come up with every day. I don't believe your fucking lies every day. Because every day I point them out which ones are lies. Just like, hey, you didn't lie. You must be lying about this shit too, because you didn't put it up on your channel. You didn't make any fucking headlines about it. So, well then, what good are you then? You're supposed to be the guy who's supposed to be telling us all about this shit. Well, where were you? You're a little slow, dumbass. See what I'm saying? You're way too fucking slow on this story.
97 139, didn't say what side, I apologize.
Pulled up here, burning the two leaves there.
Quick.
Fire ran all the way out of the desert and into the Tule Lake here, so burning up the reeds.
Another new start that's going to be on the west side of 139. Slow rate of spread, we're going to be able to just...
Okay, now we reload it one more time. Show Dutchie. The fire scenes along the Volcanic Highway. That dumbass over there at Deuce Sense, he ain't got a fucking clue, does he? He wants to make everybody believe California's about ready to blow up in a giant volcanic eruption. But again, this story here proves him a fucking fraud. Because I'm gonna point it out again that the fires here along the Volcanic Highway ain't got nothing to do with earthquakes, ain't got nothing to do with magma, ain't got nothing to do with Dutchie's fucking game of fucking bullshit. No, ain't got nothing to do with it. These fires were started naturally, and I'm gonna prove and debunk his whole fucking fantasy on his channel. Man, the guy will just fucking fold up and go to bed because his ego's so fucking big, he doesn't even have a clue why he can't pull his head out of his ass because it's so fucking large. But here, I'm gonna burst his bubble. I'm gonna put it right up and show him right up against his fucking head. Smack him upside the head with truth. He don't want to see it, but there it is. There are fires on the Volcanic Highway in a volcano field. Dutchie, do you see this? Because you didn't tell nobody about this shit, did you? You didn't show them about the fires there in Northern California along the Oregon border this week. But who am I to point this shit out? You're just a fucking fraud. Go put your face mask on, dummy. Go put your slave mask on. We don't want to hear you no more. We don't hear your lies no more. That's about what it comes down to. Because obviously, you don't have a clue how these fires in California start. Not because some fucking underground oil pump operation, because we're pumping out the fucking crude oil from the fossil fuels. Where did them fossil fuels come from? Oh, those resources were once above ground. Let me point that out again. Because at one point, those fossil fuels that were on the ground, well, the earth changed and put them underground. I mean, your earthquake fucking forecasts are way, way, way too slow for me to keep up with. Okay, and we haven't seen California break off into the ocean and the continents break up into pieces like what causes fossil fuels to go underground, sort of thing, right? We haven't had no meteorites either slamming in the country, but hey, did you see how many? Did you see this on your Magic 3D crystal ball up there in Northern California, Dutchie? Huh? Did you?
Lava Bed Superintendent Larry Whalen has been evacuated from his home due to the 43,000-acre Caldwell Fire.
The fire has grown about 30,000 acres overnight.
Whalen says the park visitor center is in the path of the fire and has been evacuated.
We're concerned today that we'll probably put those headquarters in jeopardy.
Whalen watched the fire from the Devil's Homestead Outlook.
That's a pretty good fire front. It moved 9 miles yesterday in 1 hour.
Tule Lake Police Chief Tony Ross says the people of Tule Lake are safe.
We are 10, 12 miles away from the fire. Would have to burn through a lake and a refuge to get to us.
Ross confirms that some homes south of town are at risk.
Moda County has been making contact with those residents and advising them the potential for having to evacuate.
Whalen says some of the artifacts on display at the visitor center have been moved to safety.
We're doing everything we can to turn the switch off on this fire, but it is having behavior that we've not seen here in lava beds.
In the Lava Beds National Monument, Lyle Ahrens, NBC2 News.
All righty, there you go. They don't have a clue, but I do. We'll say this again. He does. Let's say what he says again, right?
In the Lava Beds National Monument, Lyle Ahrens.
Having behavior that we've not seen here in lava beds.
All right, he's seen a behavior in these lava beds he's never seen before. All right, what triggered that behavior, Dutchie? Do you know? Because obviously you got your head up your ass. I'm going to show you right now what caused this behavior there in the lava fields along the Volcanic Highway, where all them volcanoes were at, where you got fires this week, okay? Here's what it is. Here it is. Let me clue it in on you. Lightning strikes.
Erratic winds that fueled a rapid spread of the Caldwell Fire. Fire management responded with resources, including 20 engines, 5 water tenders, and 60 firefighters. Newswatch 12's Josh Shelton is near.
Let me rewind that again, Dutchie, just so you can hear it again from the news. Not from you and your fucking magic earthquake crystal 3D crystal ball bullshit. No, this is from people that are there seeing it, know what's going on.
Strong erratic winds that fueled a rapid.
Wait a minute again.
Fire monitors say weekend thunderstorms caused strong erratic winds.
Let me do that again.
Fire monitors say weekend thunderstorms caused strong erratic winds that fueled a rapid spread of the Caldwell Fire.
Let me play that again, Dutchie. Yeah, obviously, you got your head up your ass. You can't hear me.
Fire monitors say weekend thunderstorms caused strong erratic winds that fueled a rapid spread of the Caldwell Fire.
Wait, what caused that fire, Dutchie, again? Yeah, because obviously that's probably what you don't know what's going on in Southern California. Let me just show you again how you fucking make shit up.
Fire monitors say weekend thunderstorms caused strong erratic winds that fueled a rapid spread of the Caldwell Fire. Fire management responded with resources, including 20 engines, 5 water tenders, and 60 firefighters. Newswatch 12's Josh Shelton is near the Oregon-California border to south of Klamath Falls, where overnight the fire burned 30,000 acres. Josh, what's the latest on the Caldwell Fire?
Brian, this fire yesterday was right around 15,000 acres, overnight ballooning 30,000 acres, so now 46,000 acres and some, and the smoke is starting to make its way north because of those storms that Chief Meteorologist Matt Hoffman talked about. Now, this house behind me is only about 100 yards away, but even it is starting to disappear into the smoke behind me. The fields next to me slowly closing in as the smoke gets thicker and thicker. And this is only going to get worse. You can kind of hear the gusty winds. I'm eating dust every time I open my mouth because the winds are now constantly gusting, and this is going to make things difficult for the firefighters working on the Caldwell Fire. They've been trying to make lines to protect the Tule Lake area where I am right now, and they're going to continue to do that throughout the night as they fear that this fire is only going to continue to grow exponentially over the next few days. And of course, overnight, we'll be following this fire very closely and giving you the most up-to-date news that we can. So be sure to follow along on KDRV.com. Live in Tule Lake, Josh Shelton, Newswatch 12.
And because of the Caldwell Fire, evacuation orders are in effect near Tule Lake. They involve the area south of Highway 139, County Road 120 to 124, County Road 121 to 124. They involve all residents with property bordering the forest or Lava Beds National Park from 120 to 124, as well as the Medicine Lake Recreation Area. Now you're looking at the evacuation warnings for the area. That's in the Copic.
Yep, that just pretty much explains it, doesn't it? Dutchie, Doomsday Dutchie's out there thinking that the volcanoes in Southern California are still erupting. That's why we got fires along the San Andreas Fault, along the Volcanic Highway, along the volcanic lava fields that are dormant. Okay, dum-dum, we got y'all figured out. Yes, we do. But hey, who am I to point out? I got a little fire inside me, little spirit showing me, my little spirit, guide, telling me how much a fool you are. Yeah. Spirit guide's telling me, dude, you ought to just fucking pack up your fucking snake oil salesman bags and march on down the highway, because Southern California obviously hasn't fucking fell off into the Pacific Ocean yet for you. You obviously haven't killed 20 million people with your earthquake forecasting, which is obviously why you're trying to make money, because you're obviously going to stroke your ego, because you made your point when the big one hits one day, right?
Hi, welcome to the community meeting for the July complex. I'm Heather Hadwick, the Deputy Director of OES for Modoc County. I'm going to introduce you to some of the team. Please be cautious and wear your mask if possible, and socially distance. We have some X's out here so you can see what that 6 feet separation looks like. Also be cognizant of all the taped off areas around the area. We have all of the big wigs here tonight, so we will introduce them real quick, and then they'll come up and give you their summary of the incident. We have Mike Nobles, the incident commander, Matt Conklin, operations section chief, Chris Bilecki, Modoc National Forest, Larry Whalen, Lava Beds National Monument, and Chris Orr from Lava Beds National Monument, and Ken Griggs from Tui Lake National Wildlife Refuge, Sheriff Tex Dowdy from Modoc County, and Jason Vila, Siskiyou County OES. So Jason Vila is going to be your first speaker and talk about the Code Red program.
Thank you, Heather. So just to let everybody know, Modoc and Siskiyou, we've been in collaboration since this started. So we're in constant communication back and forth, making sure we're talking about the incident, working with both sheriff's departments and OES together, making sure that we're trying to keep the citizens safe.
Wow, that big wig doesn't have his slave muzzle on correctly. Somebody all smack that guy upside the head, put his slave muzzle on correctly.
Get those warnings out for if we have to do evac warnings or evac orders, which we did have to do just a couple nights ago, as some of you might be aware. So with that, we both utilize the Code Red system. Code Red system is a reverse 911 system that we use. And so if you're not signed up, you can either go, if you live in Modoc County, make sure to sign up under their website, I believe under the Modoc County Sheriff's Department. And for Siskiyou County, you can go to the Siskiyou County website, and you'll be able to sign up through OES. If you just type in Code Red in the search bar, I'll bring up, and I'll just follow the instructions. They're pretty detailed instructions. And what that does for the reverse 911 system is, so when the incident commander and law enforcement determines that there is a evacuation warning or order that needs to take effect, that we make sure that they figure out a box, working with the incident commander or operations, making sure to see where exactly needs to be evacuated due to different temperature trigger points that we might be involved. And then what they do is they put that into the Code Red system, come up with the messaging, and then they put the system out. Once that Code Red system goes out, it can notify you 3 different ways. It could be by email, it could be by text messages, and phone call. And you can put multiple numbers on there. You can do it for a family member or anything like that. One thing's for sure, they don't send out any notices because this Doomsday Dutchie was a few hours late on the topic, on the subject on the 911 and emergency calls, They didn't mention anything about going to Doomsday Dutchie's YouTube channel for information, now did they? We do want to emphasize during a warning, during code red, or during any incident for a fire, is if you have an access functional need person, to make sure that's the time for them to make sure to start getting out. You want to make sure to talk about getting their medications together. If they have some medical issues, have issues that they have to get out, please. We have in Siskiyou have an access functional need program set up through a public health that they can sign up. When an area is populated for a warning or an order for an evacuation, what they do is they come in and they see that populate, so we know that somebody might need assistance with greater help than somebody else. I'm sure Modoc could probably have something similar as that. So,
it's pretty much, guaranteed to show that, hey, when Dutchie puts out a fucking volcano earthquake floating forecast, they obviously aren't thinking of it actually occurring. So, who am I to point out? Dutchie, better stop figuring these hoaxes on volcanoes erupting in California warnings and evacuation warnings in L.A. He came up with some few years back, right? But nobody's telling everybody in Western California to evacuate because of the lava bed fires this week. Even though the mandatory evacuation right now pretty much been lifted. They pretty much got this lava bed fire contained. Almost, Dutchie, today. But who am I to point out? Who am I to point out you're a fake, fraud, earthquake forecaster? Because obviously, wildfires triggered by thunderstorms ain't got nothing to do with earthquakes. Dumbass. Mofo. So we're going to close out today's show with this one last thing. God bless the Republic. Death to the New World Order. We are on the march. The empire's on the run. We shall prevail.